Welcome to Freezer Milk Podcast. I'm your host, Bridget, along with my husband, Chris. Weekly, we talk about being parents, what happened that week. It's basically our therapy session to vent out everything that we went through. We are boy parents. We have 3 boys, Enzo, Rhett, and Arlo. And if you'd like to get to know us a little bit better, you can check out our website, freezermilk.com, or follow us on Instagram at Freezer Milk Podcast. We also have YouTube and TikTok, Freezer Milk. Thanks so much for listening, and we hope you enjoy.
Welcome back.
Hello, hello.
It's been a while.
It's been a very long 10 days.
Yeah, it's been about 10 days. We've been struggling to get back to podcasting.
I don't even know if we discussed on the podcast what happened in the last 10 days. Our endeavors,
our new adventure.
You know, we like to just have fun.
Maybe you should just diarrhea of the mouth it.
Just diarrhea. Diarrhea of the mouth. Go. So we decided that let me back up. My cousin, who we know, we love and adore dearly, and he's like a brother to me.
He's actually been on the podcast.
He's been on the podcast. He's amazing. Probably our favorite person, right? I would say, hands down.
I don't have any friends, and I consider him a friend.
You're invited to his bachelor party.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
He threw out there 2 weeks ago. Yeah? 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. He tossed out there, you know, y'all should just move to Virginia. Or you should all just move out here. And it happened to coincide with 2 houses in our neighborhood going on the market and being listed at price points that we'd have potentially the equity to do so. It also coincided with Enzo's dad recently had talked about doing out-of-state custody and what that would look like. So we listed the house on Thursday of last week. 2 weeks ago, we talked to my cousin, and then we talked to each other, and then we said, you know what? Like, we talked about it when we went out in the fall about moving out there, and we've talked a lot recently about how we feel really isolated right now with having 2 under 3.
Yeah, I don't want you to think that we're like just extremely spontaneous, because that's, I mean, we've been discussing moving
out of state for a year,
for a couple years.
Yeah, but like seriously, probably last year.
Yeah,
I think when Arlo was born, though, once we got through the immediate postpartum, we really started to feel the isolation of like not having family and friends out here.
Yeah,
mainly family. We have friends, but you know what I mean. So I think that really weighed heavily into our decision, and then with Enzo's dad recently coming to us and talking about, can we look at out-of-state custody in case either one of us ever want to move, like everything just lined up. So funny enough, like I chose not to list it even though I'm licensed realtor, because we have everything else in the world going on.
Yeah. And
I was like, yeah, no, I would much rather pay someone a percentage and not have to worry about a damn thing, and not have to get the photographer, not have to get the videographer, not have to put the listing together, not have to put the sign out, not have to host the open, like none of it. Social media campaign, none of it. So we put the house in showing order and did some purging, which made you really happy. And I spent like 4 days arranging our closet, which you were just baffled by. Couldn't understand why it would take me so long.
Yeah, it took a minute.
I feel like it looks really good though now.
Mm-hmm. It does.
And we got photos done, which turned out amazing. And we got a video done, which also turned out amazing. The day of the photos and the video, what did I do? Like literally an hour before they got here.
You're gonna have to refresh my memory.
I ran to the store.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. Candles. The like patio pool ledge.
Oh yeah, you went on a freaking decor hunt after I just purged a bunch of decor. But you bought some lamps and stuff.
I bought matching lamps for our master bedroom because we had not matching lamps and it was driving you cray cray.
Yeah.
And then I bought 2 accent pillows for our bed, which you looked at me like, the hell did you just buy these for?
Because we have enough accent pillows. But it actually turned out really nice and looked really well, and it flowed really well. So.
It did. And I bought 3 lanterns to go on the pool wall to fill like a weird space between the trees in the background.
Yep.
And they turned out really good. And they're like a highlight in the photo.
Bought a desk chair.
Bought a desk chair for Enzo's desk because he had my old like office chair, which was like a rolly upholstered purple one.
Yep.
Which just did not go with his room at all. It clashed horribly. But I literally got home at like 12:40, I think it was, and the videographer showed up at like 1:50 or 12:55.
Yeah.
So I was like running through the house to get everything set for him. So then we had our first showing before we went live, or right after we went live. We had our first showing request because the photographer posted some of the pictures. And her neighbor saw them and was like, I have to see this house. So we had a first showing request on Thursday. We had 3 additional showings on Friday. We had an open house for 2 hours on Saturday. Had a showing Saturday night. Had a showing Sunday. And had a showing Monday. And we're under contract.
Yeah, that went quick.
We got an offer. It was a great offer. And now we're under contract. And in theory, we close by the end of the month.
And we're moving to Virginia.
And we're moving to Virginia.
Yeah.
We submitted some applications for rentals today.
Yeah.
You know, no big deal. It's fine.
Amongst everything else that's been going on.
We did have a mini tornado.
Yeah, and on the day of, what was it? That was the show, or the day of the open house.
Yeah, it was that afternoon, later that afternoon.
It was the afternoon of the open house. It had like a tornado that hit our house, and it ripped off like 40 roof tiles.
Yeah.
Par for course.
So then we had to call homeowners insurance, and now we're dealing with that too. And offer still came in and was fine with it. You know, we got it taken care of. We don't delay on things, including getting our homeowners insurance claim opened.
Right.
But we don't delay on things.
No. So we've got a busy few weeks ahead of us.
Enzo's dad already booked his first flight for Enzo.
Right.
Pretty excited, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Enzo is very excited. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, he's never done long distance.
Or long durations.
Or long durations. He's used to having week on, week off. He's going to go to a different schedule, so...
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. That's why we're renting for at least 12 months, because we want to make sure that it works out for him. Like, emotionally, it's not traumatic.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to have flexibility to make a change if we have to.
Yeah, so right now we're kind of burning the candle at both ends. We're both exhausted.
A little bit.
Out. Been at each other's throats.
You've been a little cranky.
I've been cranky. Really, really cranky. I scared the baby.
You yelled around the baby. You didn't yell at the baby, but you yelled at the situation, and the baby happened to be in proximity.
And he came unglued.
Yeah.
Scared him.
It terrified him. He went into full hysterics.
And he didn't go to nap. He wouldn't nap. It was not good. I apologized, but damage was done.
Yeah, to have very large cortisol rush.
Over the last few days, since all this stuff has kicked off, it's been exciting, sure, but it's been stressful, and I've had some bad parenting moments.
Well, the showings are tough, and I'm so glad that we're under contract with, like, not having to do showings, because showings are tough when you have 3 kids.
And you're trying to get them out of the house, clean up the house, open up the house, turn on all the lights, because we have, like, cabinet locks on everything, and
yeah, like
it's childproof. The house is childproofed.
Yep. So making sure all that's taken off, the house looks like, you know, a model home, you know, just everything. And like the day we had 3 showings, that was a lot.
Yeah. Because
they weren't right next to each other, so it was like
we'd
leave the house, come home, leave the house, come home.
Every time we did, we would get the house ready, leave. We'd come home 30 to 45 minutes later, and the kids would tornado the house, and then I would have to do it again and clean the house and get them in the car and take off. It was exhausting. My OCD was just like
firing hard.
Yeah, it was not.
I had a couple days.
It's been emotionally draining.
I've had a couple times where I've been like, "Hey, like your OCD's kicking. What can I do to help?"
Yeah, I mean, it's just been emotionally draining.
Yeah.
So naturally today, we had Monday off, but it was showings and dealing with roof and kids, and I feel so worn out right now.
You feel like it's like a Thursday?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like I've already taken a beating from the week. And it's only Tuesday. It's not even Tuesday.
Because we didn't really have a weekend.
Or no, it is Tuesday.
Wait, it's because we didn't have a weekend.
No. So.
We were busy. But what was the positive feedback on the house?
That it shows like a model.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful home.
And like your OCD keeps this house very uncluttered. Mm-hmm. And my design helps this house quite a bit. Mm-hmm. With the different decor. There was one person that thought it was professionally staged.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is. You're a professional stager.
This is true. But it was really cool. I was telling you that it was really, really validating because I've always liked design and I've always been into interior design, but I never went to school for it and I've never worked in that industry. Aside from having our own little staging. But it was really cool to have not only average Joe Schmo buyer, but to have realtors reach out to the photographer and ask, do you know who staged this? I love it. I need them to stage some of my houses. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And who knows, this buyer has expressed interest in wanting to purchase some of our decor and furniture and loves the whole look of the whole package.
Which we're
open to.
We're open to, because at the end of the day, we got to move it across country regardless, and it costs money to do so. So I'd rather sell it to you than move it and pay for the move.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Right.
But it's a lot of changes, and it's exciting and stressful. And P.S. I feel like moving a car across country was a lot cheaper than I was expecting.
I was anticipating it to be more expensive too, but
it's under $4,000 for both vehicles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say it like that. It doesn't sound cheap, but
I was expecting it to be...
Considering it would be...
I was expecting it to be $6,000 to $7,000 for both.
Considering if I had to...
Rent a trailer,
put the car in a trailer, and tow it 2,500 miles.
And the gas.
And the gas, and the hotel, and the food, and... I mean, I would be a few $1,000s after it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So, might as well just say, screw it, get on an airplane, sit in my little comfy seat, get my fucking peanuts, and... Not even worried about it.
Deal with kids.
Deal with the kids. But, so.
Rhett is wild like always. He's gotten skinnier. I think he's getting taller. Have you noticed that? He's gotten lean.
He doesn't eat as much.
He's leaned out a lot recently.
Yeah, his face is changing. His attitude's horrible.
The whining.
The whining. He's at that stage in his life where he's just all about whining and trying to get our attention. And he's extremely... codependent. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard to get a quiet space of your own in this house. Big house, and these kids are always at your feet, and it's exhausting.
It's interesting. So we're looking at a multi-story home to rent, and we currently have a single-story home with no stairs. And so it'll be a huge adjustment, and you are going to loathe stairs many, many times. You're going to loathe having to carry kids up and down the stairs. You're going to loathe having to run and go put the baby's pacifier back in, up an entire flight of stairs. There's things you're going to loathe about it with a passion. But on the positive side, Mama's going to have a great buns of steel from stairs. And kids will be not able to just easily, quickly get in your space.
I hope not. Man, I could use some fucking space. I mean, this is a big house, and I still feel like we're on top of each other.
Yeah, because it's a single story. So they can just walk down the hallway and be wherever we are.
Yep, and they always want to end up right in where I'm at.
Enzo thinks Rhett is magic because Rhett came through a locked door and the door remained locked.
Yeah. You know what? One thing that I have to say is that Enzo with him is a lot better now. They start to actually sit there and watch movies together and shit, and play with each other, and that's nice to see.
Rhett gets so excited if Enzo calls his name. He calls him like a dog. He's like, "Come here, Rhett, come here."
And he comes running over.
Rhett gets the biggest smile on his face and runs over.
Right.
Yay!
I've got a friend.
He's gonna hang out with me.
So, but yeah, we're looking forward to everything. We'll keep everybody posted with what's going on, and our podcast might be a little bit delayed, but we'll get to them.
We will.
We appreciate you tuning in with us and hanging out and hearing our sob story and living vicariously through us and being a part of the adventure.
It's exciting. Thanks for listening. We'll talk.
Take care. Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks everybody for listening. You can check us out at
FreezerMilk.com.
or Instagram.
Freezer Milk Podcast.
Until next week, guys. Thanks.
Don't forget, parenting is a trip. We are all here on the journey with you together. Thanks so much for listening.